Todd, what can what are some of the strengths of Fitz? What can he do for you guys, in that position if D'Angelo can't go? And what are some of his strengths?
Well, I think seeing a lot more of him now. He's a very coachable guy. He's smart. He understands what we're trying to coach him to do. I think he's a tough, pretty gritty guy that played big time college football at Michigan, and he stepped in last week and it didn't appear too big for him or anything like that. So I think that's why you figure it was the WDB trying some shortcut to get it in.
Not top 10.
You were saying
the fact that they were a couple of your linemen mentioned the fact that Fitz has been around for a while, and like Ben came in last year and was here in town for 10 minutes and he threw in the game. Does that sort of help?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think this year and last year are different from that standpoint. Last year we had a guy in Tree that knew what to do, but really some of those physical matchups were going to be an issue. We had a guy that hadn't been here and didn't understand protection, so it forced us a little bit into a corner on some of the things we were able to do on game day. So, I think everybody feels a lot better that way, that, we got a guy that's been around, smart, knows what's expected, understands protections, understands the runs, understands the language that we're using, and I think it shows. So I think everybody has a pretty good comfort level that way.
How Cincinnati's been playing defense lately against you guys? How patient do you have to be with your offense, the way they play you guys?
Well, I think we gotta play however they're defending us. How they've played us in the past doesn't necessarily mean they're going to play us the same way. But in the last game, I think number one, we gotta protect the football. That comes first, and number two, we gotta make plays. Whether it's running the football for some chunks, catching intermediate passes for chunks, throw short, run long plays. We're an offense that thrives on those chunk type plays. I'm talking 15, 20 yards. I'm not talking 80-yard plays. But and if they give us any shots over the top, we got to take advantage.
A lot of the do play the same way. Can Martavis be especially important in breaking that up?
Yeah, I think every one of the guys is important. This isn't a one-man show, despite the fact that AB sees a lot of targets. I think what everybody else is doing each and every play with Ben playing at a high level, depending upon what's given to him, we got to be ready to take it. And each and every play, you don't know who's going to get the opportunity, but our guys got to step up and make plays.
Todd, how are you seeing Martavis respond to everything that's going on this week in the media, to his recent slump, to his teammates reacting to that?
Yeah, I think last week was a difficult week for him, missing a couple days of practice, then getting nicked up fairly early in the game. And he wants to do well. He wants to be part of this. I think he's come in with a renewed focus and wants to show that he can be a part of helping us win.
It was a convenient marking point with Marcus Wheaton's breakout game in Seattle, but the past 6 weeks since then, have you sensed anything different from him?
I think he's gained some confidence, and he's continuing to work on his game and get better, and some of the little subtle things. I think he's hungry to continue to contribute. But the big thing is, when he had the breakout game in Seattle, I think that really gave him a little burst of confidence, and he's taking it and running with it.
Could Toddman play a role here for you guys? You're not going to go strictly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But again, he's a guy that's been around. He's been active some games. He's been in all the meetings, all the practices for most of the season. So between both guys, I think the comfort level is good as far as what we need to get done.
Like I said before, these guys got a lot of weapons, and Eifert is one of them. AJ is one of them. Their running backs are a couple of them. All their wide receivers are good. So to concentrate on one guy like Eifert, I wish we had the luxury of doing that, but we don't.
Coach, when they use the unbalanced line or the six, they bring 6 guys in. What kind of problems does that create?
Well,
what are they trying to do to you?
It's a problem if they cover them up and the referees don't say anything about it. that's a problem. And you know, I don't. Sometimes they've got to tell you that they're eligible when they come in, and if they're covered up, then they should not be eligible or would not be eligible. I think at one time against Denver, I saw on film where they covered him up and then tried to throw a pass to him, and the referees did throw a flag on that. So as long as they play within the rules, the referees tell us that they're eligible. We've got an idea whether it's unbalanced line or not. That's stuff we work on all the time. We've had to play them all the time, and of course they're in our division, so naturally we gotta prepare for it.
You've talked the past couple of weeks, Keith, about wanting to stay away from tendencies and do new things and change and adapt.
Right.
How much more difficult is that a third time seeing a team division opponent? I mean, is there any new wrinkles you can give them at this point?
Probably not. They've probably seen everything we've done before. I mean, you know, you look at all the guys they got over there and the continuity they've had over there in the last 10 years. I mean, those assistant coaches have been coaching against us a long time, and we've been coaching against them a long time. So, you know, they know us, we know them. You know, what we do and stuff like that. There's a couple little wrinkles here you always try to have and come up with, and maybe come up with tendencies that they're doing and stuff like that to try to take advantage of that. But it's going to come down to who plays the best and not who fools each other. You know, who just plays the best football. That's going to win the game.
Coach, what is your mood like or approach in a playoff week? Do you get you know, tense, stressed, or how do you handle it?
Well, you know, you always want to advance, and to me, this is probably the most fun part of the season, because it's single elimination. You know, and it's either do or die, and I think our guys want to compete. The intensity goes up a level, and with each game that you win, the intensity goes up a level. So, you know, right now there's 12 teams still playing, and after this weekend there's going to be 8, and after that it's going to be 4, and y'all know the daggum schedule. But to me, it's an exciting time. It's nothing ho-hum about it. It's going to be some very good competing going on with the guys, you know, some of the guys who are the best football players in the world. So to me, it's a lot of fun.